Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, I am talking to the 91st overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft and one of the most recent Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's Rachaad White. Rachaad, how you doing today, man?
How you doing, man? I'm doing good.
I'm doing
Thanks for having me on the show.
Of course, man. Hey, thanks for being on. It is greatly appreciated. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, right? You've been a very busy man the past few weeks, and there's a lot to dive into. But, Rachaad, the first thing I want to talk with you about is this. I think it's always important to get to know the guy, behind the football player, right? You're more than just a football player. So I always like asking people, Rachaad, aside from football, what are some hobbies or activities that you enjoy doing aside from playing football?
Um, I mean, it don't matter for me. I like bowling,
Okay.
um, just going out to eat, things like that. Just kind of chilling, but kind of getting some fresh air, some cool things to do. Honestly, that's all I can say. I spend a lot of time with my family, my daughter, and my lady, and just kicking back and relaxing for real, for real.
I gotcha. It's good to relax, right, and just get some of those relaxing activities out there, man. That's good to hear, man. I definitely gel with that. Um, so one thing I wanted to talk with you about, Rachaad, is kind of diving into your high school, your college career. You had fantastic numbers all throughout high school, all throughout college. And one thing I was wondering was, you play running back, you've played running back for such a long time. Was there anything that specifically drew you to playing running back from high school to college and now going into the NFL?
Um, yeah, I grew up watching my older brothers play football before me, and my older brothers was like corners and defensive players, and I just wanted to be an offensive player. But I wanted to be a guy that play both sides, do it all, play whatever my coaches need me to do. So I just wanted to not have no restrictions on my game. But running back, it's just all love for running back. Like I have so much love for running back. I had so much love for running back growing up, and just being able to score and run away from guys, and just being able to do a lot of things with the ball in your hands, and control some most of the things that was going on offense. So that's what really kind of drew me to playing running back. Just having fun, like I said, running away from guys, making guys miss. Kind of like it was like a game of tag or things like that. Just as I was growing up, so that's what really drew me. It was really fun doing that.
Was there ever any consideration to say, hey, like kind of follow in your brother's footsteps, play defensive back, or like maybe play wide receiver or something along those lines?
Nah, not really. A lot of my people, my family, good close, my brothers, they try to drive me to, play DB and play defense just because of my size and my athletic ability. But nah, I just wanted to stay and play running back, and just because I loved it and enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha. And you know, you played running back in high school. You played running back in college. You eventually did settle in on Arizona State, where you put up some really good numbers there. During that time at Arizona State, you actually played for Herm Edwards, who, fun fact, is a former coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kind of describe that feeling of playing for Coach Edwards, playing at Arizona State. Were there any players or coaches that you looked up to or learned from while you were there at Arizona State?
Yes, I would say, I would say, yeah, that I looked up to and learned a lot from all the coaches that's up there on the staff, and especially my running back coach and Antonio Pierce, and Coach Herm, Coach Marv. Like I said, I can name a bunch of guys on the staff I learned from, if not all of them, at the same time as um, they just taught me a lot of things. Playing for Coach Herm was just fun. He always just told us to be ourselves, and obviously be a student of the game, be a professional. If this is what you want to do, you got to go all out. Things like that. You can't, be half in and half out. This lifestyle is, it's pretty, it's just serious, and at the same time, just have fun with what you do. So, Coach Hearn was a great guy. Everybody on the staff was great. And, they helped me learn a lot and helped me be a better man and better, person off the field as well as on the field.
I got you. And in talking about Coach Edwards, you said very serious, sometimes very fired up kind of guy. Do you have any memorable stories from your time with Coach Edwards?
The crazy part is I'm trying to think.
Hmm.
I mean, no. Coach Herm is a very unique individual. So poised, so laid back, doesn't cuss like at all. Like I'm trying to remember a time he really got mad, which I really can't even remember, or you can't even tell because it's like he don't say no curse words or nothing, or get really like riled up. He's very fired up and very passionate about coaching and about football and helping young men become men and helping young men get better at football. But as in like just him like a crazy story. Nah, I just know he just likes sweets a lot. Like he like cookies and brownies. He very sweet guy. He likes the snacks, which is nothing wrong with it. But he wake up every morning 3, 4 in the morning, and he's in the weight room early in the morning working out and stuff like that as you walking in the building. So that's just kind of amazing to see. That's
The
why he looks so good at his age.
right. The way you just described Coach Edwards too is kind of how a lot of people have described, your current head coach with the Buccaneers, Todd Bowles. Have you kind of seen similarities between the two in terms of their demeanors as coaches and their overall approach to how they coach up players?
Yes, I kind of seen it just even though being here a couple of days or even taking a visit. Yes, I mean I would say Coach Bowles. He has a lot of similarities to Coach Herman. I mean, you can put Coach Marvin Lewis that coached me at Arizona State as well in that category of just like you said, being so poised, being on top of things, but using a selective view of words or choice of words, and I mean, you could just tell they're so smart at what they do. I see Coach Bowles coaching up, the new cornerback Zion before practice, and just the little things that he has seen over the couple of days that he felt like Zion should have corrected it. And Zion corrected in the practice and things like that, but just little tips, just a little knowledge to help the game. Coach Bowles is, he's very smart and like you said, he's just very poised and he's very calm.
Yeah, I gotcha. And speaking of your time in college, with Coach Edwards and all those things that happened there, coming out of college, Rashad, you had a fantastic senior season. 1,000 yards rushing, looked great as a runner, great as a receiver. What would you say was the largest contributing factor to that success that you had in that senior season?
For me, I would just say my teammates around me, everybody doing their job, and that's kind of was a big thing. The coaching staff was big on, excuse me, was everybody doing their job and things like that. So I'll say my teammates. I mean, my line, my quarterback, my receivers, everybody doing their job. You see receivers blocking downfield, and you see linemen, just knowing their assignment, knowing their alignment. I mean, as well as just putting in work in the off season and just being ready, being in shape, and adding little pieces to your game, things like that. And as well as I got to give credit to the coaching staff, just putting me in positions to be successful and have space and giving me the opportunities to have the season that I had.
Okay. And coming out of that season, obviously you did all the pre-draft stuff, right? You were at the Senior Bowl, you were at the Combine. I know you'd said recently that was, this was your first practice since going back to the Senior Bowl. And there were so many pre-draft events you had to do, meetings, workouts, all these different types of things. For you personally, how would you describe that pre-draft process? And do you have any interesting stories from it?
My stories is really not kind of interested at all because I'm kind of like I said, just chill individual. I don't really get into no trouble or no problem. So like I wasn't asked crazy things. I mean, I heard stories about some guys was asked crazy things, but I mean, I think that's just the coach. That, coach want to see your response and see how you react to things as well as just being truthful. And I mean, for me, the pre-draft process, I would say to get back to where we at now, where you in helmets and a jersey, it felt pretty long. Honestly, I say that's for sure. It felt pretty long, and I'm pretty sure me and along with all the guys, the rookies and the undrafted guys that's here with me, and obviously the couple tryout signed players that just earned themselves a spot, they would say the same thing and agree with me. It was just long, and guys, we was waiting waiting to get here, been waiting to get here for the opportunity to go out there and just play ball and being on a new team, a new change of scenery from where guys was from, and I mean for me as well, it was fun. I always say I always try to enjoy the moment because I know I will never get that moment back. So I know I never get that experience back of the combine, the pre-draft process. So I was just having fun, enjoying the moment, and just put my best foot forward.
And I know I've heard a lot of guys described as like kind of like a whirlwind where you're getting pulled in all these different types of meetings and you're having to do all these other different types of things. Was that kind of a similar experience for you, where it's like, hey, you're meeting with this team for 15 minutes, then you got to go straight to another meeting for 15 minutes and things along those lines?
Yes, yes, that's kind of how it was, and a lot of teams, a lot of coaches want to talk to guys, feel guys out. So yeah, guys getting tugged and pulled everywhere. But I mean, I had a great team around me. So in my agency, I really love who I'm with. So going in, I spoke with a couple of guys, and they kind of told me and things like that. Well, so I was kind of prepared of what was going to happen, but at the same time, I had to experience myself. And I mean, sometimes it just kind of about what you take out of it and how you perceive things, and that's a big thing, a part of life, and how you perceive things, and just understanding, and I feel like it's a lot of negativity or negative things you could probably take out of situations, but me, I always try to take all positives out and just think positive about everything that happens.
I gotcha. That's a really great way to look at things too, is to always pull the positives out of any situation you're in. I think that's very commendable. So that's awesome, man. One thing I do want to say was you were taken with the 91st overall pick here in this most recent NFL draft by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And, I know you've talked about this before, but what was that initial feeling like of getting drafted by a team like the Bucs? And describe what that moment was like when it was happening.
For me, that moment, it was just a blessing. It was just I was honored, first of all, for me to be selected at the 91st pick to be a Buck. I was honored that the Bucs wanted to select me, wanted to that they drafted me, and I was grateful just to be drafted, no matter if it was the 91st pick or what would happen. Or I would have been grateful and thankful for anything, honestly, just getting the opportunity. So for me, it was just a blessing. It was really great just seeing my family reaction and seeing how excited they were and things like that. It was just awesome, to get another chance and to play football at the highest level. Like I said, just get another opportunity. When coaching them called me and Mr. Light called me, it was just, it was a smile on my face instantly. And, I was just, like I said, enjoying the moment and understand that, there's still a lot of work to do and to where I want to be, to my goals and my expectations I got for myself. But it was just, one step of my goal and what I had and what I wanted to accomplish.
Would you say like your family is one of your biggest motivators too in terms of your football career? Your personal family that you have now with your kid and the rest of your family and things along those lines.
Yeah, I would say it's the second. It's the second most motivating thing. The first one is just wanting to be the best at what I do, at my craft and my position. And like I said, just the goals and expectations I put on myself, that I have for myself. That'll be the first, and then I say yes for sure. The second will be my family, and just want to make them proud, and wanting to put my family in a better situation and a better predicament. Want to be able to help people out, whenever I can.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And Rashad, I've heard of situations where players say, "Hey, I had a feeling I was going to get taken by this team here. There was." I kind of felt that this was going to be something that was happening, things along those lines. Did you have any conversations with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that gave you that feeling of, hey, I think that they might take me here, something like that?
I mean, I took a visit out here. I had a formal interview in the suite at the combine, so I knew that that they liked me, that they had a lot of interest, but I didn't know who was going to take me or when I was going to get picked or things like that. But that's kind of how I came into the expectation. I mean, that's how I came into the NFL draft. Just with the mindset of just want to get an opportunity. Like I said, regardless if I got drafted or or like I was undrafted. I just came to the mindset of wanting to get opportunity, and whoever drafted me, they was gonna get my all and get a great player, a player that work hard and a player that's just really about the game and want to be the best at what he do.
Yeah, and now that you're here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'm sure you know this. You've heard it a lot too. One guy that you're going to be playing regularly with here on offense is Tom Brady. And I want you to describe that feeling of knowing that you're going to be sharing a field with arguably the greatest player in NFL history. Just kind of describe that feeling whenever you first knew that's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be playing with Tom Brady, and just, yeah, describe that feeling overall.
It was an awesome feeling. For me, the biggest thing was why it was also feeling. Because we all know obviously who he is and what he stands for. But for me, it was just to be able to take my game to another level and just understand, how even though he played quarterback, I play running back. Is he be able to teach me some teaching habits of how to be successful and. I'm not trying to last in the league because I know I wouldn't be able to for 23 years, but just be able to be around the league for a long time and just being able to learn how to be, a better professional, learn how to, go about things and film and just picking his brain as a young man, becoming a man, you could say man to, one man kind of to another and as well as just off the field and I like to pick his brain up off the field. I'm a father. He's a father, have kids. He's married, things like that, and just how to handle things the right way and how you go about things. So I just, that's what I was really excited about. What I'm really excited about still is just getting little tips and picking up knowledge and better understanding the game from him.
And have you already started that process of kind of reaching out to a guy like Tom Brady to kind of pick his brain to get knowledge like that?
No, I honestly haven't reached out to him because just kind of I know it's off season things like that, so I don't know what he got going on, and I'm just kind of taking it one step at a time. And obviously I know we'd be in the same locker room, so I'm just type of guy when our paths. When we cross each other, and our paths cross, and then I'll talk to him and pick his brain and then start getting, a better understanding of kind of, who he is more like in person and things like that. And he get a better understanding of who I am and just kind of go from there. But, I've just been, like I said, taking it one step at a time and focusing on things like, what I got to focus on, learning the playbook and things like that.
Yeah, for sure. And, aside from Tom Brady, are there any other players that are on the Buccaneers that you are excited to be learning or playing from, or playing with or learning from, I guess I should say?
Yeah, I just feel like it's a veteran team. So I feel like it's a lot of guys that have been in the league either for a minute or that's going to be in the league for a minute. You could say a guy in my room, Lenny, Gio. Some great guys in that room that I can learn from and just understand, how to go about things and things like that. I think Gio on his whatever year, things like that, he had great receiving back, and I want to be like still like college, be able to be both in the NFL. So, just picking up, little bits and pieces of knowledge from him and what he see and things like that, as well as, Lenny, very power back. And, I worked my, butt off to weigh what I weigh right now and to make it clean and efficient weight. And, to be able to do it all. So, just picking up knowledge, picking up games. You got Devin White, you got backers in the building that I'll be competing against every day and stuff like that, and that I can learn from. And that's really kind of it. Just really learning and excited to meet all my new teammates and be able to go out there and work with them and just understand and learn from them and compete against them as well.
Yeah, so it kind of sounds like idea of picking bits and pieces from teammates, right? You're going to learn something from Devin White. You're going to learn a little bit from Giovanni Bernard and a little bit from Leonard Fournette. Is that kind of what you're saying there? Is just kind of taking bits
Yeah,
from
you
each guy?
just yeah. You never. For me, I'm the type of guy. I'm never a guy that think I know it all, or I'm never a cocky guy.
Yeah.
I'm just a confident guy, in what I do and what I bring to the table. And I'm just a guy that's always going to compete. You never go wrong with competing. That's what the sport is all about. So, just, understanding and just learning more, picking up because, knowledge and the little detailed things, I feel like is what take you a far way in this league. And, like I said, Gio been in the league for a minute. So, he know a lot. And, you know, just Lenny been in the league still too for you know, five or however many years or so. What, 26, so yeah, 5, 6 years or so. So were you 27? I mean, so yeah, like 6 years or so. So you know, I mean, obviously, you know, them guys know a lot. You know, they where I'm trying to, you know, be later in my career in the league. You know, 6, 7 years or so. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know, that's all. That's the big thing about it. You pick up these pieces, you learn, and you compete.
Yeah, and one thing you talked about there was your ability to do a lot both as a runner and as a receiving back. And for you personally, growing up in high school and college, now coming to the NFL, are there any current NFL players or past players in the NFL that you look to mold your game after personally?
Yeah, I mean, most of the running backs that I like, I mean, I still like, don't get like what I'm saying it kind of wrong because I don't want to like put it off wrong. I mean, Alvin Kamara, guys like that, Christian McCaffrey, them guys are great, great guys, and um, I mean Saquon and Derrick Henry. I mean Dalvin. It's a lot of good backs in the league. I mean, obviously as we know. I mean, most of the guys I like though is like Le'Veon Bell. I was a big Le'Veon Bell growing up. Jamal Charles growing up from Kansas City, Missouri. I was Kansas City, Missouri, so I had Jamal Charles T-shirts, things like that, jersey. So I was a big Jamal Charles fan growing up, and Arian Foster. I feel like them, some three solid size backs, big backs. That that I like a lot. That had great years in the league, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I gotcha. And now that you're playing against backs like Christian McCaffrey, like Alvin Kamara, like you said, does that add a little bit more to those rivalries that are probably already there for you personally? Because, it's guys that you've looked at, studied at before, and now you're going up against them twice a year.
For me, nah, honestly. I mean, I don't have no rivalry kind of with anybody. I just kind of focus on myself. Like I said, them guys are great backs, and I respect everybody, but I just kind of focus on myself and worry about kind of what I got going on and then how I could get myself better, and kind of not worry about what the next guy, things like that going on. I mean, obviously our paths gonna cross, and yeah, it'd be cool to talk to them and same thing, chop it up with them, pick their brain here and there, but honestly, I'm just kind of focused on myself, and I'm worried about just being a better me, better version of me each day. Each day I step out on that field, and each day as a person. Really.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I want to shift gears now. I want to talk a little bit about how your past weekend was, because you did just participate in the Buccaneers rookie mini camp. When you were talking about your first NFL practice, you said it felt real. You said it felt crazy. You wanted to take your helmet home. All awesome stuff to hear. It was. You said it was just a great feeling that you were actually playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You were looking around saying, holy crap, we're actually here playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now that mini camp has ended, just yesterday actually, explain that experience of how this past weekend was for you as a whole.
For me, it was fun. You get to meet new guys. You get to meet, guys from all over everywhere that's out there doing the same thing, competing and working. It may be different circumstances, but I mean, at the end of the day, all you guys still fighting for a spot. You're still fighting, for opportunity, and you're still there trying to prove yourself right, as well as sometimes you got to prove others wrong, and that's the way life goes. But it was awesome. Coaches, I like Coach Todd McNair, Coach T Mac, running back coach a lot. I had some guys in the room with me that was I could learn from. Been in the league like 4 years or whatever. Trying out, and we was cool. We hit it off, and I was picking guys' brain. I mean, he was in the league, he'd been in the league for 4 or 5 years. So picking his brain, and there's another guy coming out of college, like me, was trying to try out. So just kind of gaining connections, gaining relationships, trying to make others around me better, as well as they could help me get better as well. And I mean, like I said, it was awesome. I mean, you're looking around, you gray helmets and the Buccaneers, the red flag on the helmet, and you got the red jersey and you got the white ones out there. I mean, so it just kind of hit you, and it just kind of sink in, and it was really just like I said, fun. I told you I'm the type of guy I like to enjoy the moment, never take anything for granted or any opportunity, because I know I wouldn't get another rookie minicamp back. But like I said, just having fun, trying to be a leader, make guys around me better, and that was a big thing.
Yeah, I got you. And you talked about it from that first practice where a lot of those feelings were there, a lot of emotions. Did that kind of go away after the first practice, or is it still kind of lingering with you a little bit?
No, it's just, I mean, it's kind of away now, honestly.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, you know, I'm here, went through the first rookie mini camp, things like that. So it just kind of really went away. You know, it just felt real, and I mean, it is real, and I'm like I said, just blessed to be a part of this, honestly.
Yeah, and I know you said that you learned from Patrick Laird a little bit while you were there. The veteran running back there from the rookie mini camp, and some other guys as well. What would you say were your biggest takeaways from this rookie mini camp that you'll use moving forward for the remainder of the off season, preseason, regular season, things along those lines?
Just understanding the little details, doing little things right, and you know, and then what I mean by that is just being in the right spot on your route, and knowing what you're doing, knowing the playbook, and knowing your plays, and so that way you know you can play fast, and the game feels slow to you. So that's a big thing, and just really going into depth, going into like detail, you know, on your zone schemes, where it's supposed to hit, you know, just knowing where how the blocking scheme is going to be, and where you know, being detailed on where you exactly supposed to be aligned on what play, and you know your depth at running back, and just little things like that that can you know take you a long way because you know the little things make the big things. So that's all I would say I took away from it, as well as like I said, just having fun,
Yeah.
enjoying the moment. You know, just being able to be you know you thankful and you grateful and be out there playing football and you know playing football at the highest level, chance to compete with the you know the best of the best. So
Yeah, and
that
I
was a big thing.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the best things you can do, right? Is to live in the moment, enjoy what you're there to do. It makes life way more enjoyable, in my opinion. So I agree with that 100%. One thing I do want to ask you, Rashad, we just have a couple more questions here, but one other question I do have is, you wore number 29 during the rookie minicamp. I saw you say on social media recently on Twitter where you said, "Hey, number's gonna change soon." Should we expect a number change soon? And if so, what number were you possibly thinking of changing it to?
I mean, am I trying to change my number? Yes, of course I am. I mean, we kind of see how it goes. You know, sometimes you got to earn things. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's what I'm on. That's what I'm on right now, and it's just proving and just earning things. You know, earning a spot on the roster. You know, earning a new jersey number, and like I said, just put my best foot forward. So yeah, I don't know what number because it's you know a lot to still be unseen with this off season and going into training camp, but you know, my head is in a single digit area, and that's kind of where I'm gonna lean to. But yeah, that's the goal, and you know, whatever's meant to be, it'll be. If I have to wear 29, and that just you know, so be it. Not a big deal, but you know, my goal is to you know change my number, whatever, sooner rather than later. But everything got its own time, and so it'll happen though when it's supposed to.
Yeah, I know you wore number 3 in college, so yeah, definitely will be yeah, whatever number you wear, I think, it's always good, right? Because like you said, hey, you're there in the NFL, you're wearing a jersey, you're playing at the highest level. It's an awesome thing to be a part of. So I agree with everything that you said there. And Rashad, I got two more questions for you. Is this, the first question is going into your rookie season. You talked a lot about being the best and just continuing to work and work and work to get where you want to go. For you specifically, do you have any specific goals in mind that you would like to personally accomplish here going into your rookie season?
I mean, I'm just going out there competing, knowing my job, doing my job to my full capability, 100%, and kind of wherever happens, happens. I mean, my goals and expectations, like is just to compete. Like I said, just compete for a starting job, for a starting spot, compete to be the starting running back, and that's what I'm going to do. That's where my mind is at. And obviously, I'll be discrediting coaches for drafting me, or they drafted me, or just drafted me in general, or discredit the guys in the room for not competing them and trying to take spots and things like that. And obviously myself and my family. And so, I mean, that's just a big thing to me. But kind of whatever happens, happens. Like I says, I kind of try to take it one day at a time, but like I know whatever's meant to be, it'll be. But always got to just keep working, keep grinding. So that's a big thing. But like I said, my goal and expectation is compete for the starting job at running back and just be a playmaker for the Bucs offense.
For sure. And, Rashad, my last question is this. You've been through a lot already, right? But the journey's not done. You've done stuff in college. You've done pre-draft stuff. You just had your first rookie mini camp, and there's so much more to go, right? With the remainder of the offseason, the preseason, the regular season, still ahead of you here in your rookie season, the start of your NFL career. What I have to ask you is this. What should Bucs fans expect from Rachaad White moving forward, both as a player and as a person?
As a person, you expect Rachaad White getting some things set up right now, and a guy that's going to give back. To not only my hometown where I'm from, but to the city of Tampa, Florida. And you're expecting a good guy. Fans don't have to worry about me ever doing nothing kind of dumb off the field and things like that. They also expected, a guy that enjoys and loves what he do, loves the game of football, and is going to give football his all while he's playing. And as a player on the field, just they gonna get a playmaker, get a guy that's going out there. Competing at the highest level, and obviously do everything in his best power to help the team win and get the job done. I know it's a winning culture around here. What's going on? Like I said, there's a lot of vets. So, I'm coming in, same mentality. Professional, handling business how it's supposed to be handled, and like I said, just have fun and enjoy what comes.
Yes, for sure. And Rashad, again, I want to thank you so much for taking time to talk to me today. Very excited Of course. And I'm very excited to watch you continue to grow, develop, work as hard as you humanly can at all the goals that you've got this upcoming season. And I can't wait. I think it's going to be an absolutely awesome thing to see. For everybody who is watching this video, let us know your thoughts and opinions about everything that we talked about down in the comments section below. Rashad, before we go ahead and end off this video, do you have any final words for anybody who is watching?
I just want to say thank you to all the Bucs fans, the Bucs Nation, for welcoming me into Tampa, Florida, and welcome me as a Bucs player. I just want to say I appreciate you, my guy, for having me on the show, and I'm really thankful and grateful for this opportunity to speak and talk to you, have a chance to meet you, and honestly, just go Bucs. Here to work.
For sure, man. I couldn't have put it better myself. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Rashad, thank you for being on here. Greatly appreciated it as well. Would love to have you on again for future videos to get updates on how your rookie season is progressing and, just catch up, man. I think it'd be an awesome thing. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Again, let us know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section below. But we will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.
Go Bucs.